Alright everybody, it's that time again. And what time is it? Well, you probably already read the title, it's Pokemon time. So, of course, you guys are so wonderful, and I am so stupid, that you went ahead and you already told me that there's new Pokemon stuff for me to look at. So, in case you're wondering, I am looking at the article of the new Corocoro scans on Screw Attack, because they have pretty much everything. They have the 4 Pokemon that have been announced and a lot of the information. They don't have what they look like pre-rendered, and they don't have the Pokedex, which is okay because I don't really give a crap about the Pokedex, and they point that out at the bottom. So whatever, I don't really matter. It doesn't even matter. Don't even worry about it. All right, so let's start with the Pokemon. And unlike the last news that was released, which was Mew 3, air quotes, I don't know if he's still called that, whatever he's called, I'm actually pretty excited about what I'm hearing here. Alright, so we have a little panda guy. His name is Yamchan, the naughty Pokemon, and he is a fighting type panda that can learn a new move called Parting Remark. That is what it says here. Alright, it's pretty cool looking. I like that he has, I'm not sure if he's eating a leaf or that's his tongue, but it's pretty neat looking. He looks interesting to me. He looks like he's one of those Pokemon that's going to have a really interesting ability associated with him. I don't know if he'll be necessarily really strong, but he just looks like he would have an interesting ability, if that makes sense. I mean, Pokemon to me sort of have that feel that they're going to have some sort of a bit like Togekiss. I mean, Togekiss looks retarded, but he just, you feel like he's going to have a cool ability, and he does. He has one of the most annoying ones. That's why I love him so much. So, yeah, Yamchan looks pretty interesting. I like him. I don't know what they're going to do with his evolutions. I assume they're going to do something where instead of him chewing on a leaf, he's going to be chewing on a stick of bamboo. I mean, it just seems really generic, but that, I don't know, it feels like they're going to do that. Alright, the next one. This is a bird called... Alright, terrible pronunciation. Let's go. Yadakoma. I'm just gonna call him Robin, because he's the Robin Pokemon. And he is based off of, as this article says, a bird native to Japan, which is interesting, but the Pokemon itself doesn't look very interesting. He just looks so... generic. I mean, it's just a bird, but it's orange. Like, it doesn't look like a Pokemon. It looks like something I'd doodle if I was bored in math class. It just doesn't... I don't know. I guess it's a fire type, obviously, because it's orange. I mean, Pokemon pretty much goes by the formula. If it is this color, it is that element, or has some type of that element in it. Like, it's secondary fire. That's what the article says here. I assume it's going to be secondary fire and flying. Or main fire, secondary flying, whatever. I don't... It doesn't even look like it would evolve into anything interesting. It kind of just looks like swallow. You know, it's just that, but, you know, orange. Not too impressed here at all. Next one's pretty interesting, though. I'm actually going to skip right down to the 4th one and then go back to the 3rd one, because the 3rd one's really interesting, and I have a lot to say about him. Alright, so the lizard Pokemon, Electoro, the generator Pokemon. And I was under the impression that the last 2 legendaries were generator Pokemon. Whatever. This guy's interesting. At first glance, he looks really dumb. I've heard a lot of my friends say he looks stupid, and he doesn't look cool. I kinda like him. You know, he looks... I don't know, he looks like something I'd see in Super Mario Bros, and I would jump on him or something, you know, kill him. He just looks really silly, and I love it. He's just so adorable looking. And it says here in the article he has an ability that can heal himself and damage its opponents, and that automatically makes me like him, because I love things that mess with your opponents but help you at the same time. I really do love moves like that. That's why I enjoy things like draining spells in video games, stuff like that. And yeah, he looks pretty interesting. And the generator goes on his tail, I'm assuming, or perhaps he spins his ears around and, you know, turbines that makes him gain electricity. I don't know, some weird thing. It's Pokemon, they'll come up with something. But yeah, he looks interesting, I like him. He looks neat, looks adorable. I don't like the color of yellow. I mean, I'm being really nitpicky here. I don't like the color of yellow they chose. It's like moldy lemon yellow, but he's cool. I like him. All right, and finally the last guy, and I have, you know, some interesting things. At least I think it's interesting to say about this guy. He's a goat, and his name is Go-Goat. G-O-H, goat. Go-Goat. It's kind of weird. And he is called the Ride Pokemon because we are under the impression that you can ride him, and you can ride him in a new city. It says you can do him in certain areas, and in a new city called Miar City. Now, this brings up a lot of interesting things here. If you can ride this Pokemon, people are greedy. They're going to start to ask for more rideable Pokemon. It's going to get to the point where everybody was like, oh, I want Pokemon to follow me around, like Pikachu. Because Pikachu followed me in yellow, why can't all the other ones do that? You know, it's a lot of work for them to make all the sprites to do that, but, you know, they did it in Heart Gold. Was it Heart Gold and Soul Silver? I think they did it in that one. Pretty sure it was that one. And maybe another one, I can't remember. But yeah, they did that. You see, here's the same issue. If we can only ride this guy, everybody's going to ask to ride everything else. And I know exactly why. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I am like 90% sure this is why this guy exists. He's a goat. Most people know that goats, you know, billy goats, they go up and down cliff sides by jumping onto rocks that they can stand on. You know, they'll go up cliff sides, go down cliff sides, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's how this goat is going to work. I'm pretty sure the city is going to be a city in the mountains, and it's... If any of you have played Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire or Emerald, there's a particular city that you have to dive underwater to get to, and then you dive up, and it's sort of... It's in a volcano that filled up with water, and there's 3 separate sections, and you have to swim over to each individual section of the city. And that kind of pissed me off because I'm really lazy. I'm really lazy, and I hate waiting for anything. The 2 seconds I have to tell my Pokemon, okay, I want this Pokemon to use Surf right now. And then I gotta wait for the animation to summon him, and then the animation for me to walk onto his back. I want to be able to just walk into the water and the Pokemon will automatically be there. I'm just kind of lazy. But anyway, the way that city works is that you swim to each individual sections. I'm pretty sure that's how this goat is going to work in relation to this city. Which then brings up the interesting fact of every player is pretty much going to have this goat with them if they're going to want to get around in certain areas. Which then brings up another interesting idea. Are there no more HMs? Now, I know I'm like jumping the shark a little bit with guessing this. Not really guessing, but just sort of thinking about it. If they were to give this Pokemon the ability to traverse certain areas, and only this Pokemon to do these things, then why not do that with others? Perhaps only certain, I don't know, maybe the waters are really poisonous, and only a certain Pokemon can swim in that poisonous water. Or the currents are so strong in the winds, and only this Pokemon knows how to fly through this region and do this stuff. You know, it sort of makes you feel, what's the point of HMs when now you're saying only one Pokemon can do this ability? Kind of makes you feel like that a little bit. And I mean, if it doesn't, you know, let's say I'm wrong. Let's say he doesn't climb on top of rocks, okay? Let's say he's just rideable just because they're like, oh, you know, I think it would be cool if you rode this one. Then everybody's going to ask to ride everything else. And that's a lot of work for Nintendo. So, I'm sure it's not really their fault. I'm sure what Nintendo's going to do is they're going to do the thing where the Billy Goat climbs on rocks. Simply because not only is it the laziest thing for them to do, but it keeps their ass from being burned and annoyed when everybody harasses them about riding everything else. You know, it's smart. I can see why they do that. So really, this Pokemon is really interesting. I've talked about what he can do. I didn't actually talk about him. He looks really cool. Like, really cool. Like, this guy looks... He looks like he could be a... I like to call them Pokemon demigods, because they're not really legendary, but they're better than other Pokemon like Tyranitar. He's not quite legendary, but better than normal Pokemon. This guy kind of looks like one of those. He has that, I don't know, he just has that real interesting design. He's just, from what I'm seeing here, he looks really cool. And just, he has an imposing feeling. So, you know, I wouldn't mind having him in my party. You know, just, hopefully he's good. I hope he has good abilities and interesting movesets. Alright, now we're down to the features, and this article says, right off the bat, character customization. So, we have the males on the left. We have white guy with blonde hair, white guy with brown hair, and, Hawaiian? I'm gonna go with Hawaiian. It's that weird light brown, but not light enough, but not Mexican or Latino in any way. It's like Hawaiian. It's a weird skin tone. I've never liked it when they put it in video games, if that makes sense, because I don't know what race it is, and it's kind of weird. I can easily tell the people on the left are white because they're incredibly pale, and then we have this guy on the right. I don't know what you are. Tell me what you are. I need to know. I'm gonna say Hawaiian. And then we have this... Actually, the girl kind of gets skimped. I mean, if you think about it. We have blonde, we have slightly darker blonde, and then Hawaiian. I mean, at least the guy on the left has, you know, blonde, completely different brown hair color, not even close to blonde, and then Hawaiian. I mean, the girl kind of gets skimped. It's like, ooh, do you want to be super-de-duper pale and have white hair? You know, it's borderline white hair. Or do you want to be sort of white, you know, not as pale, but still white, and have slightly darker blonde hair, you know? It's kind of... I don't know. I thought I was promised... Well, I wasn't really promised anything. I just kind of expected there would be more customization. I was recently playing Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS, and that had a few customizations for your character at the beginning. You know, there was body types and facial things, and you know, I just kind of expected that here in a Pokemon game, if that makes sense. Because they made kind of a big deal about this. They showed in the trailer. For shit's sake, they showed him in the trailer in front of a friggin', like, window. You know, a wardrobe type thing. I'm like, oh, maybe I can change clothing. I'm not seeing that here. I'm seeing guy in blue, white shirt, girl in black shirt and hat. You know, it's... But yeah, it's cool. Customization is cool. I'm just saying, I'm kind of greedy. Kind of want more than what I'm seeing here. And what do we have here? And then at the bottom of this article, it shows me a map of the region, and then it just shows stills from the trailer. And then it shows a giant Go-Goat. It's kind of neat. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got right now. I'm really impressed. I am. I'm legitimately impressed with what I just saw. Specifically Go-Goat. He's such an interesting concept, and I'm really wondering what they're going to do with him, in all honesty. There's so many ways they could approach it, and I'm really interested to see how they're going to do it. And I want to see how they're going to do it and cover their ass at the same time. Because like I said, if they do it in a way where it can be ridden, but it's not unique to that Pokemon, everybody's going to get greedy, and they're going to want more stuff. So I really want to see how Nintendo's going to, you know, not put themselves in a corner, hopefully. You know, like they did with Mew 3, they kind of put themselves in a corner with that one. I went into detail on that. But everything here looks really cool. I like the designs out of 3 out of 4, you know, it's 75%. I mean, it's just the bird. Not a big fan of bird Pokemon. You know, the ones that look like birds. I don't know. Just, it's like when you see a skeleton monster or just a zombie, it's like, wow, you guys spent a lot of time on that. Good job, bro. You know, it's a bird. I'm not impressed here. And I guess you could say, oh, it's a goat. Or it's a panda. Well, they made the panda look interesting. He looks like he has attitude. And the goat is just really interestingly designed. He has this green tuft that just, I want to know what that is. Is it a bush? Is it its hair? How did it get there? Why is his horn shaped so interestingly? Why is it coming out of the bridge of his nose? And then we have bird. Just bird. He does bird things. And then the lizard. The lizard's cool. I like him. He's adorable. So yeah, it's pretty much everything. I'm eagerly awaiting for when you guys tell me more stuff, because I never know before you guys do. So, see you guys on the next video. Bye.